Alright, that should be good. Hello! It is just me here today. And as you might be able to tell from the left-hand side, today I plan on jumping in doing some vintage cube. This is going to be here for a little while. It says it's going to be running through July 5th right above right there. So we might be seeing some more cube in the future. But today is also a cube day. Well, it looks like we've got a couple things then. So Vintage Cube and the new Tokyo Arena both take over the same time period, or a similar time period. I think there's 1 week of non-overlap there. Anyway, yes, this is Magic Online. This is not Magic Arena because we are here for the Vintage Cube. So, and even more so, we're here for the Vintage Cube doing, God, what's something I haven't actually done in a long time, single elimination drafts. So this could be a short stream, depending on how things end up going. It's been a while since we've had one of those, yeah. But yeah, this is not Arena, this is, our old standby. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and jump on in. The Vintage Cube is, as you'd expect, it's the cube I tend to stream the most. It's a cube that has a lot of powerful plans going on in it. I've always said about it, you kind of need to have an unfair deck to be able to be facing off in the Vintage Cube. Some sort of unfair aspect. I realize I've defined what I think of as unfair, air quotes. And it generally involves cheating mana costs. That's the quickest way, I feel. So either using Moxen to jump the curve, using reanimators to sidestep the curve, or some sort of thing like that. But yeah, hello Swamp Wolf, comment code, Tello, Spammy V, and Solps, Gvolt. Glad you could all be here. Huh, I'm excited. I think we're gonna have a fun time. We could have a short time, who knows? But I want to do the single limb because if you go in the league, you play against players who weren't in your pod. And that means like it's been a while since we've done a pod draft, and these matter a lot because if we have forcible, nobody else can have force. Thank you for the sub, Gunner. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, like if you have force will, or if you have Black Lotus, or if you have Mind Twist, your opponent, none of your opponents can have that card. It's a very key point of how these play. Oh my god, I can't believe the cursor is visible. You remember for like 4 years where this wasn't visible? It's crazy. Every once in a while, I think about the fact that I've been streaming for like 5 years now, and it's just, I don't know, I freeze. But yeah, I hope everybody is having a good day. Today has been a pretty kind day to me, so hopefully you all are having a good day too. All right, let's jump on in and see what sort of power we've got available to ourselves in pack one. All right, nothing immediately like power 9 levels, so let's take a look at what non-power 9 levels we've got. Our duel is Plateau, Draga Tree Speaker's hanging out here, Dig Through Time's hanging out here. This is Chandra the Zero draw. We've got Metal Worker as well. That's a hard choice to pick this early. I remember old MTGO. I remember old MTGO well. I guess the question is, what sort of plan do I want to go on? Am I willing to dip in on like Metal Worker this early, see if that functions? Am I willing to pick Dig Through Time and see if I can take out the best blue cards out of here? Or like I could always go with my favorite standby, Jiraga Tree Speaker, but I don't know if I don't know. That's my standby, and maybe I should just go with my own gut, right? Like I love me some Jiraga Tree Speaker. I'm gonna go with my gut on this. Okay, this is Bolus Planeswalker. Ooh, Noble Hierarch counterspell. Ooh, god, then this Skull Clamp too. Okay, kind of want that Skull Clamp. This Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth makes swamp. It just turn. It's all things are swamp. Yeah. Skull Clamp, huh? So the Bolus ain't on. I'm between Skull Clamp and Noble Hierarch here. Those are my options I really like. There's also a lot here. Brainstorm Counterspell, Mother Runes, Fetches. My gut tells me it's between Noble Hierarch and Skull Clamp, and I feel like Skull Clamp gives us a really interesting direction. Sadly, it means we pass up on Noble Hierarch, one of my favorite uh, dorks. But I think that's okay. Looter Ill Core, Harmonize, Lightning Greaves, Coercive Portal, my favorite standby, Revelark. How you doing, Revelark? Hope you're having a good day today. Maybe that's a thing to do. Is Revelark worth it? Could we three-color a Revelark? Could we, like, Bantlark? Could we, Junklark? Junklark might be something real to do. Time Spiral, I think Looter Ill Core is really strong. Hero of Bladehold with Skull Clamp is a real thing to do. It makes me miss that pick I just made, and I'd want the Savannah out of the pack if I was doing that. That's not unreasonable. I don't think Tesa's in here. I'm gonna pick my Lark. Okay. Walking Ballista Siege Gang Commander. Ooh, Siege Gang. How you doing? Ooh, Siege Gang Lark, huh? Okay, I talked about Junk and Bant, but I didn't mention Naya. So, I played on the Pro Tour in 2009 in Kyoto. It was a lot of fun. I had a really good time there. And what I played was a deck that was commonly known as Boat Brew at the time. This was a white-red aggressive deck with a good long game because it had a Revelark. It was had a Revelark and Siege Gang as its end game, which was really strong. Grim Tutor, Legion's Landing with Skull Clamp, huh? I'm looking between Legion's Landing and Windswept Heath. Legion's Landing would give us like a land that makes a 1/1s, and then the 1/1s turn into Clamp, and then the Clamps, we turn on the Clamps. I like Fiery Confluence as well. I feel like if I'm going three color, I kind of need to worry about mana base though. I mean, maybe we're not going three color. Maybe I find mana acceleration in a different way and don't play the Tree Speaker. But, uh, maybe like Plateau makes it back around. I'm gonna take the Heath. We'll see how this plays out. Hey, this is Gideon the Oldest. You know, Flicker Wisp, which is really good with both Revelark and Siege Gang Commander. Hey, Scarab God, how you doing? FTK, very good friend. Has a card that was it has a card in the current spoilers that looks really similar to FTK. It's a Gerblin. That's literally a 4-mana 4/2 for red 3 that just deals X damage, where X is the number of Gerblins you control. I'm looking between this and Flicker Wisp, but I'm more likely to get Flicker Wisp back, so I'm gonna pick up FTK here. Sword of Feast and Famine. Wow, Academy. Wow. Oh, wow. I'm gonna note that was a direction we could have gone, but the Skull Clamp makes me feel fine on the direction I am, so no regrets. But very interesting to know that Academy is still going around this late. I'm gonna pick up Sword. I want this deck to contain Stoneforge Mystic at this point. Not used to hearing FTK that isn't first turn kill. That's fair. Mirren Crusader, huh? Ooh, now that's a good 2-2. This is something that's really good to bring back with Revel Arc. It's a really good aggressive creature, and it's the best creature in the world to hold a sword. Fate's Fetters is also a strong choice. And then we have some just strong cards and Progenitus hanging out here. But yeah, Mirren Crusader? Okay, I feel like we have a decent plan. I don't see a lot of red, though, and I'm wondering if maybe there's some other people handing out in aggressive colors. Oh, Plateau made it back around. Ooh, I feel real good about that. Gideon the Trials and Council's Judgment making it back around as well. Sadly, I can't pick up that Council's Judgment. That's kind of an important card. But because we have the Windswept Heath, the Plateau is very, very, very strong. Yeah, slightly less so holding that sword. Mirren Crusader already has pro green, pro black, but it still gets the double discard. But yeah, sadly, we're taking Plateau. I can't pick up Council's Judgment, but Plateaus are going to be really huge. Karakas or Scalding Tarn? I feel like it's important to have Karakas. Mutavault's also an option. Wow. Wow. Poof. Scalding Tarn's good too, because that would grab Plateau, but... Alright, I am noticing some openings here. I'm gonna... give myself... I want Greaves? I'm gonna give myself Greaves. Oh my god, it's nobody in blue, though. Like, it's Looter... I'm taking Looter Core. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm okay taking Wall Omens. Oh my god. Yeah, Greaves can't be targeted. Unexpectedly Absent, that's a good removal spell. An ultimate price. Alright. Hello. Okay. What if I'm not in green? What if I'm in 3? I should have taken that Tarn then over the Karakas. That was a mistake. That's okay. I think we can just make this happen, though. Like, we drop green, I drop the Draga Tree Speaker, I jump into to the Jeskai Way, we pick up Time Walk, I table, like, maybe Lightning Strike. We also have Path in here. Path's, like, the really strong choice. The thing about picking up blue means we could get Muldrifter, and if we get Muldrifter, I can't lose, because then I would have Revel Arc Muldrifter, and I could be defeated, but I could not lose. Yeah, U as in blue, because B is black. So U, when you go around the color wheel, it's white, W, or white, W, blue is U, B is black, R is red, and then G is green. So, anyway, Literal Time Walk is ours to take. Noxious Gear, Inferno Titan, Emrakul, the Promised End. Pester Might. Repeal. Benellish Marshal. Wow, that's triple white. That's a good triple white in here. Winning is playing and having fun, even chalk up the V. Hell yeah. That's what I'm here for. I'm thinking about that Pestermite versus land tax here. Land tax would be a good way to fix things up. We don't have brainstorm effects, but we do have looters at this point, so that might be a worthwhile position to grab. Like, Benellish Marshal is triple white. That's my problem. Triple white. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's just triple white. I'm gonna assume it'll table. Pick land tax up. Ooh, now something that won't table and it. No! Brimaz! I'm so sorry, Brimaz. You've been beaten. I was so happy to see Brimaz. Mirren Crusader might be the best creature to hold a sword, but Brimaz is number 2. in holding sword. This is Elspeth's son's champion as well. Very strong Elspeth. Um, yep, that's the quote. That's exactly right, Medibot. That's what Muldrifter says. It's nice. Uh, anyway, hopefully we get back Brimaz or Elspeth. If we don't get back either of those, like, I'd be okay on, like, Abbott playing that. Hell, even Taiga I'd play because I can Windswept Heath into it. So let's pick up Muldrifter. I am complete. Okay. Needle Spires is a duel for us. Preordain is fixing for us. Or, sorry, it's not fixing for us, but it's sort of fixing for us. In that it'd, like, filter us more. Evil Muldrifter. I did not see the spoil for Evil Muldrifter. I know they're getting two cards like super good. What makes Muldrifter such a big card? Not like even with Revelark in general. Magic does have instant speed draw too. It's really just the time, the period for it. Muldrifter was a very big part of its standard format, both because of Revelark, but also because of the power of being able to like evoke, choose to evoke it, and then pick it back up later with something like Cruel Ultimatum, which picks up a creature. Or have a 2/2 threat, which is actually a much more real threat than you would expect. Sword of Light and Shadow. Monastery Mentor. Now we're looking in a real good direction, huh? Like, Mentor with Preordain, Swords, Time Walk, Skull Clamp Mentor even. I kind of like that direction a lot more. There is Teferi here as well, which is a really strong card. Didn't play it a lot in Standard. I don't know if I'd call it the best card in Standard because there's two other cards that come to mind above it, but it's certainly the card that makes the blue-white decks and anything like that tick. I think Karn and Chainwielder are the more impactful cards. Don't know if I'd say flat better. Arid Mesa. I'm gonna pick on Arid Mesa here. Linvala. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Arid Mesa here. We get more fixing. I need to find either Tundra or Volcanic, and then I'll feel fine about where we're at. But yeah, Muldrifter specifically is a personal love of mine. It's because Revelark was one of the decks I played when Revelark came out as a card was this standard Revelark combo, which involved Revelark, Body Double, Mirror Entity, and then something like this Riftwing Cloudskate. By the way, we got Riftwing Cloudskate with Revelark. That's really cool. Gifts Ungiven, Remand, Mana Flare, Thalia. Are we a Thalia? Are we that type of deck, or are we Remand? Are we Remand, or are we Thalia? I feel like Thalia harms us a little bit. It's also a very strong card in the cube in particular. What about Pyretic? I don't believe I would want Pyretic for this deck. It's not very useful for us to make use of because we have a lot of these cards that need some heavy white. And it's just, like, we don't have something that's super huge on it. Oh god, Thalia versus Remand. I guess this is where we're at, isn't it? I'm gonna go with Remand. What the hell's going on with Wear and Tear? Oh god, Sacred Foundry. I could pick up that Exarch and end up with a... Ooh, Spectral Procession, though. No. Let's keep picking up these fetchable duels. Sorry, Spectral Procession, I love you. Especially with, freaking Skull Clamp and Monastery Mentor. Ugh. But no, we want this, like, mana base to work, damn it. Night of the White Orchid comes back around, and now, why did Night of the White Orchid? It has a cool line of text here. When Night of the White Orchid, this is a card I played a lot with, Revelark as well. This was in, Boat Brew, the deck I mentioned earlier. When Night of the White Orchid enters the battlefield and the opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for a plains, and put it on to play. Alright, okay. Now, I feel like we might be able to finagle Benelish Marshall. Now, if I pick Pestermite, though... The thing is, if I pick Pestermite, I might be able to Kiki combo in pack 3. and Revelark dies and Kiki combo happens, and that's a little silly. And I'm willing to pass up Benelish Marshall for that option. Hey, oh, Primaz returns. Thank you. Kiss Cast for more bingo. Leovold is one of the strongest cards. I love that I also really enjoy the art of like this like elf giving you the handshake. We're gonna pick up Needle Spires. This is a duel. This is good for us. I'll pick up Iona. We're probably not playing it, but it'll be useful. Pick up on Burial Rites. Maybe we're playing that if Gifts Ungiven showed back around. Alright, if Kiki shows up, we're gonna have a fun time. The red looks like a splash, so that's something we can work with. Hello. How you doing? Alright, so we got Kiki. We got Blade Splicer. We got Avalanche Riders. All three of those are cards I absolutely want in this deck. We also would want Mana Confluence for this 3-color. It looks like, however, the red is the heavier splash. Luckily, also, we have a lot of these duels that make red, so we can afford it. Yeah, we have a triple red splash. Hell yeah. Absolutely. What I want here is I want a table of Blade Splicer or Avalanche Riders or Mana Confluence. I would accept Wooded Foothills. Or Lodestone, even. So, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, we have a combo. We are combo. Okay. Angel of Invention is cool. Sword of War and Peace is the best sword that you can put onto Mirran Crusader. Just flat. That is the best sword to put on Mirran Crusader. It makes it lethal in a very, very short while. Venser is a good card. Venser is a strong card to get back with Revelark, though with Riftwing Cloudskate, we're not without a way to make it. Angel of Invention is also a very strong card for Revelark, but I feel like that's actually more likely to table for me. I have to charge up the crimes. That's how this works. I think Sword and War and Peace is what I feel like. We have a number of really good targets for swords. I need a little bit more on the early game creature lineup. Sun Titan's just cool. Yeah, Sun Titan's just cool. Hey, Vermilion, thank you for the sub. Thank you very much. All right, let's go ahead and pick up Sword of War and Peace. I want Stoneforge coming up soon. Hey, that's a secondary combo. Yes. I'm sad to pass up top and Simic Signet here, but that is a secondary combo that gives us something other than it's also an incredible creature. So Resto Angel, blink Revelark. Revelark triggers, gets back 2 creatures. Resto Angel, blink Muldrifter, draw 2 cards. Resto Angel, blink CJ, get 3 goblins. Resto Angel, blink Flame Tongue. Resto Angel, you know, blink Kiki, win the game. Resto Angel is an incredible card. Absolutely something we want. I think that Signet's probably next on the list and maybe the top afterwards. Archangel Thune, Emiria, Boros, Signet, Flat, Phyrexia. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I'm sorry, Consecrated Sphinx. Oh. Also, there's Geist of Saint Traft. Ooh, Geist of Saint Traft. This is tough. So these are the 3 I'm looking at. I'm looking at Geist of Saint Traft, which is maybe the 3rd best creature to hold a sword. Boros Signet, which gets us going very well. But also Phyrexian Metamorph, also Consecrated Sphinx, and Archangel and Goblin Welder as notable cards. Welder not for us, but as a notable card in our colors. That's a question and a half, ain't it? I feel like that Signet is something worthwhile. I feel like maybe Geist of Saint Traft tables to us. Yeah, people are saying the Signet too. I think I agree with that. I hate not picking up the Metamorph, but I think we're okay with it. Eilish Norn, Warren Powerstone, Blood Crypt, Bells and Lock, Revoker? Revoker's not bad. Are we a deck that would want to get to Eilish Norn? Certainly we would. And that could be our one piece of like hyper top end. Revoker is also just a strong piece of interaction. Like, that's just something we can have come down. It's a good creature. It holds swords. It's a body that turns things off. Warren Power Stone is nice, but not us. I feel like this is between Revoker and Elish Norn. That's a tougher one. I'm gonna believe in Revoker. I did mention that I wanted earlier creatures. I need... we have a... Hey, 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 hey! Alright. That's perfect. Oh no, Imperial Recruiter! Oh, my tutor! I need this to table. I need a Recruiter to table. So we get Stoneforge for our Sword of War and Peace, Sword and Feast, Famine, and our Skull Clamp. This is like an auto pick. There's not like a real choice here. I love our Red Splasher. I need one piece of blue fixing, so I want the next pack to have Hollowed Fountain in it, and then the final pack to have, like, I don't know. I want Hollowed Fountain. Oh, I didn't think about Balance. I should have thought about Balance, shouldn't I have? Fiend Hunter's a good one too, but what about Balance? These are also some good red cards. Rekindling Phoenix is a pretty strong all-star in Standard as of now, because it's hard to kill. You need, not like impossible, Standard has a lot of exile removal, but yeah, in combat it stands up well. And then Goblin Dark Dwellers, which is a sort of Snapcaster mage. So we would like get to flashback our Time Walk. Anyway, we were picking Balance because Balance isn't a balance card. And then here's our last chance. And of course, our last chance gives us a final piece of Boros fixing. So I'm just going to need to play a lot of islands to make this deck work. I could also pick Selfless Spirit here. Don't mourn for me. Yeah. Jace Beleren, Chandra, the token one. Selfless Spirit is not bad. Alright, I feel like Inspiring Vantage is a strong choice here. I'm not gonna pick up the Moat. I realize that's a choice here, but I'm gonna pick up Fixing to make my Kiki function. Huh. Huh. Alright. If I didn't have Kiki, if I was just playing these, I would probably not have picked the Vantage, because I wouldn't feel that necessary to get that much fixing. However, and Angel of Invention came around too. So the cool thing about Angel of Invention is that it is 2 power, so Revelark can recur this Angel. It's also an Anthem, which is something I've passed up, I think, 4 times now, but we're finally going to pick one up. Chandra tokens would be hilarious. The Skull Clamp, absolutely. I'm going to pick a Wrath for the sideboard. So the thing that's neat about this deck is that the fact that we have Kiki combo, Kiki Pestermind or Kiki Resto, gives us like an outlet for when we have this infinite Skull Clamp engine going. You know, Skull Clamp with, like, you know, maybe not infinite, but Monastery Mentor or Brimaz are good finite sources. I'm gonna take this Yogswell. And Dark Dwellers final. We'll put that in the maybe. What does Skull Clamp do? Equipped creature gets +1/-1. Whenever equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards. So you equip it to like a token from a Mirror Angel, and you draw 2 cards for 1 mana. Or you equip it to Mirror Crusader, and it attacks for 6, and if they block and kill it somehow, you draw 2 cards. The first just got here, and the first thing I hear is Kiki combo. Yep. We are splashing for Kiki. Oh, alright. So we have blue as a secondary color, we have red as a tertiary color, and white is our main color. Let's go ahead and put the lands on the side, and let's go ahead and sort through what we've got here. Alright, I don't think Dark Dwellers have... Well, actually, hold on. I want to sort this by CMC and then group creatures separately, so that I can tell what the Dark Dwellers has. Dark Dwellers effectively only has Time Walk and Preordain and Balance to get back. What's Kiki's deal again? Create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control. That token has haste. So, you tap Kiki Jiki and make a copy of Pestermite. Pestermite's come into play ability activates, untapping Kiki Jiki. You tap Kiki Jiki to make a copy of Pestermite. Pestermite's ability activates, untapping Kiki Jiki. You tap Kiki Jiki to make a copy of Pestermite. Pestermite come into play ability activates. You untap Kiki. And then all those Pestermite copies you made have haste. And you made 20 of them. So we just have an infinite. Yes, this also works with Restoration Angel. What if I do this? Oop. Alright, so I need to cut Dark Dwellers because there's not enough targets for it. I could keep a Myria Angel. We do have, like, Windswept Heath and Arid Mesa, which make it stronger. I feel like we need to cut near the top more than the bottom. So maybe the Myria Angel is fine. Let's combine the groups again. I like our blue. We have a nice, like, setup there. Can probably get unexpected. Do we need the Siege Gang Commander? We don't, but I'm going to anyway because it's very powerful. Because the Siege Gang Commander with Revelark combination, or Siege Gang with Skull Clamp is a good place to go. Yeah, Kiki Jiki copping Revelark. I think I might take out Unexpectedly Absent. I might take out Wall of Omens, perhaps? I don't know if Wall of Omens is good. FTK can't recur, but it's still really good removal, and we want that. Preordain, Remand, Time Walk, Looter. I think all of our blue stays in. The three top, these three are like really good for recurring with Revelark. Looter is good for setting up the Revelark, and because of land tax, that's like a good combo. You draw all the lands, and then you loot away them all. Then we need 4 cuts. I think Wall of Omens is probably on the cutting room floor here. Monastery Mentor is also near the cutting room floor here, because we just don't have a lot of non-creatures. I have 18 creatures in this deck. That sucks. I like Mentor. I think it's still good enough. Alright, let's go ahead and, like, say Wall of Omens. We'll go ahead and say one of my top-end pieces, I think. I need one of those 5s gone, I think, is one of the feelings I've got. Might be Angel of Invention, specifically because Angel of Invention cannot be blinked by Restoration Angel. Exile target non-angel you control. Revelark is an elemental, not an angel. Clearly, it's a wing elemental. So let's go Angel of Invention. I like Angel of Invention. It's really good, and it might come in some matchups, but I don't think here is where we want it. Do I want balance in the main? Balance seems to me to be like a panic button, and this deck doesn't bring me, like, the deck isn't... Like, a panic button's nice to have. I think we should probably keep it. But, like, there are going to be games where we're ahead and it's a dead card. And that's annoying, you know? All the swords are fine. God, cutting balance sounds like the worst place to be. Hey, Crabspite. That is correct. We don't have any blue duels, which means I just have to play a ton of islands. Alright. I'm also thinking about that Monastery Mentor, because we just don't have a lot of things that trigger the Monastery Mentor that I like. Like, this is all of our things that trigger Monastery. That's more than I thought. Okay. That's more than I thought. Hmm. Um... Cutting balance. Again, that just sounds so wrong, but I think I'm gonna do it. I'll board it in if the need arises. I don't have a lot of yeah, I feel like our token generation is a bit high for balance. That's sort of the problem. Like, I could balance, but there's gonna be games where I'm just stuck with like a 1/1 token from Primaz, and like, I don't know. We don't have a lot of in the way of removal, but I don't feel like that's a problem with this deck. I'm keeping the FTK specifically because of that, because I can like FTK and Resto FTK. But like I feel like we're a very straightforward, cutthroat deck that can play a long game because we have an infinite. You know. All right, let's go with my gut. So sort by color. We're gonna add these back in, and then it's gonna add basics, and we're gonna cut down really heavy. Like, it's kind of weird, but I think this is what I want. This is not a league. We are in a single elimination, so we might just get O2 killed with this. God, I feel like this is something like... Do I even need Hero Mountain? I kind of do. I do need Hero Mountain. I actually might need more than Hero Mountain, which is an annoyance. White is nice because I only need like 1 or 2 white sources. Yeah, Hero Mountain is for land tax. You are correct. Because we have the land tax in the deck, but also because I need 3 red sources, and Plateau, Sacred Foundry... Oh, thank you, Windows, for making a loud noise. You're really good. Oof. This is so many islands, because we just have no fixing. This would be such a different story if I had a Hollowed Fountain or a Tundra. And the fact that Geistis ain't drafted in table, and we also didn't see any blue-white duels, tells me that there is another player at this table in blue-white. So, this is where we are. I think this is good. I think there is a good chance that we can get run down by some little more, again, like an unfair styling. We do have a style of unfair, and I think Kiki fills our unfair quota, which is good. We need that. And so does Time Walk of all things. Yeah, Geist didn't table either. Yeah, that's the card specifically that makes me think. So anyway, we have 7 blue sources. Everything can be played on single blue, including Driftwing, because that can be suspended. Let's rock. Ugh. Beginning shortly. Let's do this. This is a fun deck already. I like that we ran the gamut on color splashes. I talked about the green splash, because my first pick was the Tree Speaker. Then I talked about the black splash, because of the idea of, like, recurring... yes, I'd like to play first against, Gas. This is dangerous. This is a dangerous keep. This is a little too high for my liking, but it's all of my colors and some strong cards. Like, if Mirran Crusader is on, that's incredible. If it's not, this is a harsh one, and could get punished pretty heavily by, like, multiple running lands. However, something like a Mole Drifter, or even any sort of action at all, even Preordain, something like that, would go a long way into making this a strong hand. So we're gonna try it. Good luck. All right. Not exactly what was planned, but that's okay. Okay, they've got good mana fixing. Alright. Luckily, I don't strictly need that at the Mo. Now, luckily, also, a Braid would have killed my Mirran Crusader. So them spending that there was nice. They still might, you know, Bolt or Magma Jet. Yeah. You know, something to kill Mirran Crusader, and that's sad. But it looks like they did that on their upkeep to force a land draw. Alright, we are getting what I talked about. Here's a fix. Looter! This'll fix the hand real quick. I like it. Yo! Are you playing Glorybringer? Ooh, Glorybringer would be really, really strong right now. Because that could kill my looter. Polygon's command. Alright. More shocks than target player discards. I can afford the discard. My hand is really garbage right now. Hello, my name is Revelark. Burn this down. So, here's the cool thing about Revelark is that it... Yep. Look, buddy. You can 1-for-1 all you want, but you can't 1-for-1 against Revelark all day. That's not gonna work. Oh my god! That's just... Burn, burn, kill spell, burn, burn, burn. Burn to the ground, burn! Okay, nobody can gain life. Yep. That attack was incorrect. I should have preordained before the attack. Okay. Then Revoker cannot name the Lava Claw Reaches, but it can name the Mock Sapphire. Activated ability of sources with the chosen name cannot be activated. So... Oh god. Mock Sapphire. And then next turn I get to Muldrift. So our opponent's going to take 2 every turn, we're going to take some every turn, that's fine. They have 1 card left in hand. The Muldrifter's going to be really big here. Looter also improves a lot of our things. They can't play Legends against us because we can just bounce them all. Okay, Lava Claw Reaches is on. I will block that. Phyrexian Revoker has a job to do, and it is destroy target land. Sulfuric Vortex is not something Revoker stops. Correct. Activated abilities. So things with a colon, right there, tap colon. Not at, win, or whenever. So they do get their Sapphire back, but I mean, I did Stone Rain them at the end of the day. They might play a kill spell for my... Okay, so... Let's go ahead and Muldrift. Hello. Ooh. I like it. Yeah. Alright, next turn I'll get to put Remand up, and that'll feel really safe. I have Roofwing Cloudscape as well for bouncing threats if there's some sort of big threat that shows up. Okay. I honestly feel like they don't have any blue and are just running Sapphire's Acceleration. Absolutely. I would play any off-color mocks in this deck. Alright. Opponent is a Pile of Burn, Pile of Removal, which is great. We are a deck that plays very well against Pile of Burn, Pile of Removal. Like, they 1-for-1 us a lot, and then things like, Revelark and CJ Commander and Muldrifter make up for the 1-for-1s. All of a sudden, none of those 1-for-1s matter anymore. Which is great. So, I'm gonna go ahead and bring an Angel of Invention here. It does have lifelink, and is another good anti-1-for-1 target. I think that means the card I want to cut is... I don't know. I don't think it's FTK. They have to have threats. I realize that their Vortex turns off lifelink, but having lifelink and like a board that goes wide is still important. What do we want to cut out? Maybe it is FTK. That seal's really greedy, right? Like, a little bit. Slight greed. Let's try it. We'll see. If there is something worth FTKing, might be undervaluing Remand, but they do have a lot of cheap ooh, that might be better. Okay. I kind of maybe. We didn't see anything expensive out of them. But Remand does just cycle for us, too. I think it's between those two. They played no targets for this. I'm gonna believe until further notice there isn't a target. We'll see. We could be I could be proved wrong. They probably have some sort of Titan that can't be killed by it anyway. I didn't change the mana base because I'm not cutting Hero Mountain. The Lantax still needs a Hero Mountain to grab. Playing as the Hearthstone Mage, basically. Do they have Mizium Mortars? That would be Flame Strike if they did. Oh goodness, if I win this one quick and we get to go into you know, if I win this one quick and then we finish up, like there's nope, can't see it there. But there's 3 other matches going. We might be in for the first time in a long time. That little void in between matches where there's nothing going on. Wouldn't that be exciting? Very happy about how the deck functioned. So, again, I want to tell you another story about Revelark. I played Revelark in a lot in Standard when Revelark was around, and I remember going to a different shop and playing my blue-white Revelark combo deck that had Venser and Riftwing Cloudskate and Body Double and Revelark. And the thing about, and Body Double, the way it works is that when Revelark dies, you bring back Body Double copies Revelark, and then when that copy of Revelark dies, you bring back the same Body Double. I was playing against an opponent playing mono black, like Liliana, old Liliana, the oldest one, and it'll like 28 kill spells, like literally infinite kill spells. Every time I played a creature, they would slam down a kill spell and knock it out. This rules. Knight of the White Orchid here is awesome. I want to draw another white source to make this hand perfect, but look, we have Kiki Pestermite. That's going to be really hard to pull off against this opponent, but it's possible. Stoneforge is also really strong here, but Knight of the White Orchid is the best thing we've got. Anyway, the point was I had an opponent who just kept playing Doomblade style effects on Revelark, and you run out of cards before I run out of infinite Revelarks, you know? It just happens sooner or later. Like when Revelark always copies Revelark and there are infinite. What land destruction is there in the Vintage Cube, by the way? A pretty decent amount. I think there's Strip Mine Wasteland variants, Richdan Port, Avalanche Riders we saw as far as red goes, which would have been a cool pickup for this deck. I would have splashed that. Avalanche Riders with Revelark gets a little rude at times. So there's some. Let's go ahead and keep this. This seems good. I do want to draw a second white source within the first couple turns here to make that Knight work on 3. That'd be really strong if I did. Specifically, like, just a Plains. Literally just the card named Plains. We only have 2 of them, so that's low odds. I guess a fetch land for just literal Plains would be fine, too. But if I had to fetch, I wouldn't fetch literal just Plains. I would fetch something else. Anyway, Stoneforge Mystic looking really good here. I can probably set up either a Sword of Protection from red, which seems like a good place to be. Am I getting Thoughtseized? I might be getting Thoughtseized here, which does turn this hand off considerably. Luckily, keep both Kiki, Jiki, and Pestermite. Okay, Boros Signet. Perfect. That's like a Plains. That's actually just good enough. I love it. Oh, this rules. Okay, check out. So my turn 2 is going to be that Boros Signet go. Turn 3, I'm going to use the Boros Signet. My opponent will have 3 lands because they'll have played a 3rd land. I'll use the Knight of the White Orchid to go grab my another land, probably an untapped duel. And then I'll play Stoneforge Mystic off the untapped duel. This is a really strong place to be. Or I could just draw Caracas as well. So even if they blow up the Boros Signet, this still functions. They cannot stop me from using Knight of the White Orchid. Unless they don't play a 3rd land, which would be... Oh, if they didn't play a 3rd land and that's their way of stopping Knight of the White Orchid, that'd do it. It is if an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for planes, put it in the battlefield. So, their way of stopping it could just be, I have turn 4 combo in this hand, by the way. I'd like you to know. I would like you to be aware of the fact that I literally have turn 4. I could Pestermite, end step of next turn. Ooh, okay. So Knight of the White Orchid first. I want that Sacred Foundry. The question is, do I want to pay 2 life to Sacred Foundry? I'm gonna try it. I think the Sulfuric Vortex is going to make my opponent play more aggressively with their, burn at my face. If this fails, I still have Stoneforge for Sword, and Sword on Knight of the White Orchid is a real good way of getting damage through. I want them to tap out. I don't know what for, but I want them to tap out. And I don't care what the card is. I need my opponent to not have mana left. Okay, this isn't gonna work. I know this. My opponent's holding 4 burn spells. Ooh, what is this? Like, this has to be a kill spell for... Really? Use Pestermite's ability? No. Is this it? Are we good? Are you holding literal lightning bolt? They are holding literal... Interesting, they killed my Kiki. We're gonna untap my Caracas. Okay. Yeah, okay, and then they're just, throw burn at my face as much as possible, right? Okay. So I can't gain life. So there's no point in trying to gain life with the Sword of War and Peace. I think I use that as a trick. Because it's highly likely my opponent's two other cards in hands are burn spells. They might have me dead. There's a high likelihood that their hand is just two burn spells that kill me. But we have to try this. They do have a firebolt they can flashback, but that's all their mana. They would have to have something like Flames of the Blood Hand to be able to get that to function. And this is presenting a lethal threat in a lot of different ways. Okay, Lightning Strike my face. Do they have another burn spell for me? I only need to take 3 damage to lose here. Ooh, Brain Maggot my Sword of War and Peace. Holy shit. God, they are just burn to the ground. Okay. All right. I feel like what we need here is speed then. We've shown that the FTK has no purpose. It wouldn't kill anything. We need things that are lower on the curve that give us some more staying power. Maybe Monastery Mentor comes back in here. Does balance hit enchantments? No, it does not. That's what Riftwing Cloudsgate is for. I still feel like it was worth going for the kill there. Knowing that there was no chance of it does certainly change the outcome. But I definitely think it was worth the attempt. You know what? What about that? There's no way I'm ever getting Kiki combo to work, right? It's impossible. So what if I don't? What if I just don't focus on Kiki combo working? Yeah, I think this is what I'm going to do here. We're going to remove Kiki combo because there's no way it's going to function against an opponent with 20 shocks. All right. Could probably cut land tax too. If I'm playing a Miri, I want fetches though. Yeah, especially with Fire Blast, and because you'd obviously use Fire Blast to do so. I wonder if our opponent is shifting around the fact that we showed them Kiki combo. Alright, would you like to play first? Absolutely. Yep, we're gonna mulligan this. That's a pretty obvious mulligan. Huh. This sucks real bad. Having land tax is great, having skull clamp is great, but, like, I need a white source. I actually am 10-7, so we're 10 and 34. God, I'm on the... Hmm... This is extremely bad. What does this do even if I do get the white? I would need Brimaz to land. I'm gonna try it. If this fails, so be it. We've got 2 turns for the white source, because me drawing it on this turn doesn't matter. I just need to draw it on one of either this or next turn, and we had 3 chances at that. Which sadly is because it's 10 and 34, or 10 and 33 currently. Brimaz absolutely races Sulfuric because Sulfuric hits both players. So, absolutely. If we can get Brimaz down, we should be able to race it as long as they don't have Terminate. What even is this hand? Very poor. I just don't like my odds on 5. Probably a poor choice in the long scheme of things. I think my 5 has a decent chance of being okay, but the land tax is taunting me here. My kingdom for actually having swapped that for balance, I would have made the mulligan. That would have been easy. Having Skull Clamp also fixes this hand up if we do get to Brimaz. The ultimate taunt would be if I draw Islands Running, which is a less likely scenario than Plains, but still a scenario that's possible. And my opponent is thinking deeply about their upkeep step, I guess. I just don't like the odds on this one. We might be falling over to the oldest death in Magic. That's fine though. We've had some incredibly fun games with this deck already. Yep, that's fine. Hey, Deathrite. They actually do have 1-drops. Oh, that's dangerous. They're gonna take the Brimaz out of this one. Damn! Losing the Brimaz hurts real bad right there. If I had Brimaz to slam down there, that would have been very powerful. And there's that vortex, all 3 games. Ugh. Well, one more land I get to Angel. Angel can't lifelink, but it can build a board. But the problem is that I'm just going to be taking it. Yep, this is just burned to the face for the rest of... I might die right here. Because they're going to use Deathrite Shaman to remove that Chain Lightning, and then... Alright. Yeah, I believe this is the end. So Deathrite Shaman's gonna remove that Chain Lightning, bring me to 7. I'm gonna get to, like, just probably die to burn spells from my opponent's hand. Is the most likely line. Oh wow, alright. You actually do have creatures. So one of the tricks about the cube, and I think I've talked about this before, is that one of the best decks you can just have in the abstract is this style, where, you know, everybody else has their plans, has their game, they're trying to pull secrets, you know, things like this, and you just don't care. So we're gonna go to 3, and then I'm going to die on the following turn. Yeah, I'm dead right here. There's actually no way I can live from this point, because they can just use Badlands to remove Dreadbore to shock me for 2 with Deathrite Shaman, and then pass the turn. So, yeah, getting the Brain Maggot was actually the very key there. Though, I guess with them having Dreadbore, it was irrelevant either way. We never got that land tax to trigger. Just a blank piece of cardboard. Yep, and they realize it. All they have to do is pass the turn from this position. Anywho, that's the vintage cube. We got through this one real quick. As mentioned, that this was a possibility. You know, when I am in the single elimination queues, sometimes games like this go on, and there's no outs. So I hope you did have a good time with this. I really loved this deck and thought that it had more greatness ahead of it. Sadly, it does not stand up to scrutiny under Sulfuric Vortex and Pile of Burn Spells. Never saw Time Walk. No, we did not. We did see Muldrifter, so I did get to live that dream. Anyway, that is all for now. Hope you all did have a fun time with this. We will very likely be in here again with more of this. May or may not do the single elimination queues based on what we have time for in the future, but you can expect myself or Gnome to be doing some more of this, seeing as it'll be around for another 2 weeks. So I know this is a quick one. I know this was a short one. But tomorrow the Fiesta starts, and we'll have a long one for that. So, hope you enjoyed. So thanks for joining. If you want to catch more stuff like this, you can go ahead and follow, see what's going on. You know, subscribe. You know, go ahead and support the channel. It's cool. Anyway, thank you for joining. Have a good night, everybody.